So here I am, I'm back on the tools again, and I thought before I get too far in, you can see how I've already started to edge prep, but I thought before I get too far into it, I'd actually take the opportunity and spend a little time just analysing this floor. This is a coloured quartz floor, and it just so happens that this is one of the very first floors I did 16 years ago. And it's not every day you get an opportunity to actually go back over the floor that you did that long ago, analyse what's taken place, and see how it's gone. So anyway, I'm going to spend a little moment just going through a quick video, and let's see what you think. So here we are, we're going to take a look, and to give you an idea of the original colour, you can see that it's a blend of, well, hopefully you can see, there you go, a blend of blue and grey coloured quartz. It's a full epoxy system, so it's epoxy base coat, full broadcast, sweep and clean, vacuum, and then a clear epoxy top coat. And actually, interestingly enough, here it's still got the full slip resistance and the full colour 16 years later. Now the key to success and why it looks the right colour here and it's discoloured here is because this was covered with furniture. So as we look around, we can have a look. This is behind one of the desks. You look over here, you can see here's one of the legs of the desks. There was a conduit going between the desks, so you can see there was two desks. In this area here is where the caster wheels would be, and this is certainly worn smooth where the caster wheels were. Again, colour difference shown because there was credenzas and bookshelves and things behind the other desk. In fact, you can see how the casters have worn almost a perfect circle there. Step back out again, consistent colour change because of this was covered behind desks and the credenza or bookcases as well. An oil spill. Glad that hasn't penetrated into the slab. And then as we walk around, there's an infill here where a doorway was put in. So you can see the edge where it'll need to be tidied up and infilled before we go over the top. Now the other sort of interesting area here is you can see that there's a different form of discoloration along this line here. And you can, this is northerly facing glass, so you'd expect a lot of sunlight to come through here, but this particular area is a floor mat. So the floor mat itself has let chemicals, oils or something leach out of it and has discoloured the epoxy over time, more so than the epoxy has yellowed from sun exposure. I thought that's quite interesting. I have one area that's worth taking a look at, and it's where a crack has formed in the coating. You can see it's just reflected through. It's not loose around the crack. It is just cracked, followed the substrate, but still held its integrity. The other thing that you'll notice over here is where an infill was done, and you can see that the infill had actually sunken. So this is my early days of doing control joint infills, and you can see that I didn't do as good a job 16 years ago as what I've done. But there you go, that shows you what happens if you don't infill well. So there you have it. That's a floor that I did 16 years ago, originally coloured quartz. I'm going to be putting down a resin stone finish, and I'll video that too so we can have a chat about that. As always, take care, keep smiling.